Welcome to the Silent Trading channel. Today I'll be analyzing the gold chart on Thursday the 15th of January. But please, before you guys watch, please leave a subscribe, like, comment and share if you like this video to support me in my journey creating videos for you guys to watch, creating videos to educate you guys. Okay, so first things first, we're going to be starting on the daily time frame or the daily candle because we need to be able to analyze all time frame in a sense that we need to be able to understand the alignment between each time frame, because if you do not understand the alignment between each time frame when you're trading either in a H4, either in a 4-hour candle, either in a H1 time frame, either in a M15, right, in a 15-minute time frame, you will always be losing, because if you do not understand the alignment between time frame and your trading, sometimes you could be trading against the trend and you do not know it. Correct? So when we are gonna trade, we're gonna be able to analyze from the higher time frame all the way down to the lower time frame. Before we start to get our bias, right? Before we start to get our bias, before we know what the price action are, it is a bullish. Is it a bullish price action or is it a bearish price action? So when we are gonna play, we are gonna enter a position. We need to be able to understand the market, right? And we need to be able to understand the alignment between time frame, right? Because sometimes the bullish or the bearish price action in the lower time frame could actually be going against the trend in the higher time frame. Correct? And when and if we're talking about the lower and the higher time frame, we all know that the higher time frame has more I would say has more weight in directing the trend, right? So if in the lower time frame the trend is bearish, but in the higher time frame the trend is bullish, we do know that lower time frame bearish trend, bearish price action, it's only going to be temporary, right? And it will soon go back to its bullish price action in the higher time frame, because higher time frame holds significant weight in the trend in the market. Correct? So every time we're going to trade, we're going to be able to analyze and understand the trend before we're starting. So now I'm going to start on the daily candle. As you can see on the daily candle right now, it is still on the bullish side, right? The price action is still on the bullish side, or I'll call it a bullish price action. Correct? Why is it still a bullish side? Because this candle over here has tried to create a bearish price action by dropping down, touching support over here, creating a low. This low over here signify a clearance of what? Of buyers, right? So I'll be drawing a bit for you guys to see. Buyers are cleared off here, correct? So the thing is, we know that buyers are clear off over here, right? So when we know that buyers are clear off here, correct, and then the price pull back, so the thing is price pulling back like this, which means if it is not going to close as a red candle, it will be pushing up to create a green candle, and will be pushing up above previous candle's wick, right? Previous candle high, and then close above previous candle high, or either push up and then pull back again. So there are only a few things the chart can do, because it doesn't have much choice. It could only close as a red candle, or push up and close as a green candle, or push up and then pull back to close as a green candle, and it depends on what the price is going to do, right? So when we know that price has already cleared off buyers over here, right, this low wick over here, because how do you know that buyers are clear off? We know that buyers are clear off because when price push down, right, when price push down enough to pressure buyers into closing off position, and buyers then close position, the price will start pulling back. And this is what it shows, right? Price start pulling back because buyers are out of market, right? So for price to push back down again, it means that buyers are starting to come into the market again. So right now, price is not gonna welcome buyers into the market unless it is gonna start accumulating buyers and then slowly dropping down, which means price will be slowly descending, right? Slowly descending, or it is gonna be in a sideways down phase, right? Which means if price is gonna start accumulating buyers, the price will slowly descend like this, right? A lower high and a lower low and a lower high and a lower low until it has what? Until the market has accumulated enough buyers, and then the next thing the price is gonna do is dump down on the buyers like this. Correct? So when we know that the market are accumulating buyers, we are not gonna be buying until the market has a break below, right? Until the market dumps on the price, that is where we're gonna buy because buyers are clear off from the market on the dump, right? So a break below indicates a dump on the market, a dump on the buyers, right? Then when the price break below, at the least if you buy at the bottom price, either at the lowest week, right? Or either at which point in this dump over here, when you buy over here, the next thing price is gonna do is the price is either gonna push up to clear off sellers because when price push down hard enough, sellers are starting to believe that the market is going down, and sellers are starting to sell or starting to short the market, which means when price goes up, there will always be sellers looking to sell, right? So when the market goes up in a sideways up phase, sellers start selling, and then a push upward, right? A push upward or a break above, it is where the price sellers get dumped, right? Because why? When the market push up, sellers get their stop loss triggered, right? Or get their position sweep, or what you guys call liquidity sweep, right? So when sellers get a position stop out, right? The price is gonna reverse once more and gonna drop down. That is only if the price is gonna push back, correct? Which means when you get a buy position over here or a long position over here, when price start pushing up and the price push up to create a new high before the next high, before the previous resistance, this is where you're gonna close your position because by breaking above, it is a place where you're gonna close your position because breaking above means if price is not gonna reverse, right? Breaking above means two things. Breaking above means if price goes up and touch resistance, triggering sell limits or triggering buy sellers into selling more and more position, right? Into opening more and more sell position, the price is gonna keep breaking above, correct? But if the price is gonna break above just to create a what? Just to create a reversal, which means when you get a buy position over here and the price break above, but break above and not touching resistance. So if price break above but not touching resistance, which means it indicates that the price is maybe gonna reverse, right? So my position will be closed at the high, at the new high it is creating before the next resistance, because if price is not gonna break to touch resistance, which means that price is not gonna break above further, correct? So if price is not gonna break above further, I'm not gonna hold off. I'm not gonna hold on my buy position because my buy or my long position is gonna get break even, correct? Because I will be protecting my orders or my position at break even, right? So if I know that the price is not gonna break further, I'm just gonna close off my position at this high over here, correct? Because why? Because you need to be able to understand the narrative behind each price action, each candle movement, each market movement, because if you don't understand, you're never gonna be able to be profitable consistently, because sometimes the market is in a strong uptrend, right? So when the market is in a strong uptrend and you wait for the market to have a change of character, right? And the next candle pullback or the next retracement you're gonna buy, correct? But do you know that why some of you guys, or why some of your position always push up halfway, and then guess what? Price get pushed back down, and then come to a break even, right? Because most of the time, we need to be able to understand the narrative behind each price action or each candle movement, because sometimes the candle or the trend is gonna be only be temporary, right? So the bullish trend over here is it's only gonna be temporary. So when price start pushing up, correct? And let's say you got your buy entry over here and your TP around this high over here or around this high, right? But the moment you're gonna close your position early is when price start pushing up, but not being able to touch this resistance over here, because by price not touching resistance means that the price is either gonna reverse or either gonna have a retracement at the next candle and then push up, which means if you're not gonna if you do not want to raise your position closing at break even, because price could either reverse over here, correct? Because by not touching resistance means not triggering sell limits, means there are no sellers into the market. So when there are no more sellers into the market, the price is not going to break above further, right? Which means if this high created here is not going to touch this resistance, the best thing you would have to do is to close your buy position, right? You have to take profit over here, because you do not know the price is going to just retrace and then push up, right? And you do not know that the price is going to create a reversal and then retrace and then push down. So why not take profit early? If you understand the narrative, if you understand each movement the price is showing you, correct? But most of you guys, you're only waiting for the price to move up and move down. You're only waiting for the price to touch your fair value gap. You're only waiting for the price to touch your buy limit, your sell limits, correct? And you're always waiting for the price to touch your take profit. But you do not know, right? In my opinion, price is not always gonna go to your take profit, correct? Because if you do not understand the narrative behind each movement, you're gonna be, at least if you're not gonna be at a loss, you're gonna be at a break even more often than not. So if you do know that the price is moving and the price is ready to reverse, you're not going to be holding on to your position, right? Because price could be breaking below anytime soon if the price is going to reverse. So why hold on to the position? You know you could have take profit over here instead of waiting for the price to push up and take profit for you over here. Because you need to have the basic understanding that price moving like this have more chance of reversing rather than pushing up. So if you know the price is gonna reverse, you don't be holding on to that position, because holding on to that position means you do not understand the price movement, means you do not understand the narrative behind all movement of the price. Because if you do understand, you're gonna be taking profit early, right? And if you're taking profit early, at least you would have some profit rather than not getting anything, rather than going at break even, right? And if most of the time the price is going to break even for you, how are you going to be able to trade with a stable mentality? Correct? So do try to understand each price movement the chart is making, right? Because only that way can you trade safely, can you trade consistently, because you're not going to be able to trade consistently if you're always going at break even, if you're always going to get your stop sweep, correct? So you need to be able to understand the chart and then close or take profit at the appropriate zone. You're not gonna it is not called taking profit early, it is called taking profit at the appropriate zone. So sometimes don't trust other coaches too much, because sometimes some of their advisors could be destroying you rather than helping you. Okay, so for today, that's all I'm gonna say, right? So tomorrow, stay tuned to what I'm gonna analyze for you guys. So be safe and goodbye.